Everyone, and welcome to the lesson today. And today we're going to talk about time management in a project in Sri Lanka and how you can get the job done effectively. So as you can see in this picture, Sri Lankans are very happy people. They love to smile, they like to laugh, they love to do their work, and then maintain a good relationship with the people they work. So if you are trying to get a certain job done in Sri Lanka, it's not necessarily going to be that hard because people are striving to be good at their job and ascend the ladder of success. But by being mindful of certain qualities and certain aspects of Sri Lankan culture will definitely help you make your task more effective and more easily to achieve and in the end have a good rapport between the people that you work with. So a few things that you need to be considered about, or you should consider about, is to maintain good friendly relationships with the people that you work, or the people that are working for you, and then continuously follow up if after a project has been done. The word continuous is a very relative term. And then in between, to also make it a point to encourage or praise the people who are working for you, or to appreciate the hard work that they're doing. And it's absolutely important that positive feedback, so this should be very positive, constructive and very genuine feedback that should be given. So let's look at some of these points in detail. So when I say friendly relationships, Sri Lankans are naturally very friendly, they are very hospitable, they like to have a very good relationship with the people that they work. So and they appreciate being friendly. So it's an easy way to get your job done is to be a very friendly person. So therefore, always make sure that when a certain project has been discussed, or when you're going to complete a certain project, it's best to be as friendly as possible. And Sri Lankans are by culture very respectful. They respect their elders, they respect their seniors, and they also respect people who are working hard. So mutual respect is something that is extremely valued. So make sure that you are respectful of their needs, of what they are doing, and the way they conduct themselves in the work area. And it is extremely important to be aware of the cultural and religious holidays that the people who will be working under, or the people you're working with, are going to observe. It is important because there are certain holidays that will extend for about 3 to 4 days, certain religious holidays that are extremely important, and during these days it is only natural that they would have difficulties sometimes getting their tasks done, and they would really appreciate that some of these aspects are looked into before a certain project is handed over to them, or a certain aspect is communicated with them. So after the project has been successfully handed over, it's important, I believe, that you should follow it up by a call or an email, or if allowed, a text message or a reminder to see how the work has progressed. You don't have to follow up every single day, but if the project was supposed to be delivered within 7 days, I think it is logical to follow up within the 3rd day. This could be, as I told you earlier, it could be a call, it could be a simple text, or it could be an email. It's better to define short-term goals before and follow up with them to see how they're being done. And in a situation where these goals have not been met, I think it is most best to be as friendly as possible and to explain your need and tell them how these goals can be achieved. And I think that would make the final output of your project and your task much better. And after you've noticed that a particular project has been done, it's a good thing to be able to appreciate and praise the work done by the employees or your friend or the person working for you, or even if it's a senior, to praise and appreciate and value the task that they have done. And finally, what I would like to say is, when it comes to feedback, make sure that the feedback is honest and constructive. There is absolutely no point being negative or being a bit rude on feedback. I think one of the best ways to get your job done in Sri Lanka, because Sri Lankans are naturally very friendly, is to give honest constructive feedback, and then you would be able to yield the best of results if you do that. So the few tips that you should be concerned about is that when in Sri Lanka is a very multi-ethnic country, and people from all sorts of ethnicities and communities work together, so it is important to recognize these differences and embrace all of them. And when it comes to religious holidays, remember there's a holiday called the Poya holiday, and then there's always a Poya holiday that falls in every month, and these days are mostly used to observe religious activities by the Buddhists. Apart from that, you have other religious holidays like Vesak, then you have the Aurudu, then you have Deepavali, which is celebrated by the Hindus, and then you have Ramazan, which is celebrated by the Muslims, and then about the Christians who would celebrate Christmas. So it is important to be aware of these religious festivals, and then it will be very nice that if one of the projects fall on those days, that you could go ahead and wish them and continue a good relation with that. And just another tip, it would be always best to just avoid political conversations. They could be very serious with certain political conversations, so I think it is best to avoid conversations related to that. So in very simple terms, the things that you might have to be concerned about when it comes to Sri Lankans is that it's important to be friendly, to give respect, good encouragement, and a good, positive, genuine feedback, and I think you should be able to get your job done. So, Bohome Stuti, and until I see you with the next lesson.